Hey, Crystal Maiden here, and I'm going to be showing you the extra video of Sonic 2. This is the multiplayer. As you can see, there's only 4 levels that you can choose, or rather 3 levels. Tails can't fly when you're playing as him. He can't fly in the multiplayer, and he can't even fly in the single player. Although it makes sense because it makes it a lot more fair. It makes it a lot more fair to have both of the characters have the same abilities. But yeah, notice anything different? Yeah, the music's better. The 2-player versions of the levels, which don't seem to have much difference in level design. Oh, I hate that thing! It switches the positions of the characters, so it's meant to give the person who's behind an advantage, but it's still really annoying. I sort of like and sort of dislike how the item box is a question mark instead of telling you what it is, because it makes for a pleasant surprise. But there's some item boxes that you don't want to get, like the Warp one and the Eggman one, which gets you hit and makes you lose rings. Usually the Eggman item box is really easy to avoid because you see it, so you know what it is, and you only hit it if you're going really fast and you happen to land on it. But anyways, the 2-player versions of the levels have their own song to them, and for the most part, I think that those songs are the ones that should have been used in single player. I mean, Casino Night has a really cool sounding song. The Casino Night theme for single player only sounds good when it's sped up to me. They play the drowning music when you're about to run out of time to catch up with your opponent, which seems unnecessarily terrifying considering how people think of that music. It's ironic because even though the level design is basically the same, I find it a lot more tolerable playing the game in multiplayer than single player for some reason. Even though it's got basically the same problems in terms of level design. You can also fall into the pit in Mystic Cave in multiplayer, and that's gotta be fun. I prefer Mystic Cave's 2-player song. Like, it sounds a lot more suited to the atmosphere. A lot of people complain that Tails being added into the series is the start of the series' downfall because they started adding more and more characters. Because the whole reason that they added Tails in the first place was so that you could have someone to play as in multiplayer. Because obviously being forced to play as a recolor of Sonic for multiplayer would be extremely stupid. Lost World. It says Miles there instead of Tails, and the reason is because Tails' actual name is Miles per hour, because it's a pun based on miles per hour, because he runs really fast. And Americans don't appreciate puns, so they changed it to Tails, and Tails is his nickname. And his backstory says that he was bullied for having 2 tails, like he was treated really badly. He grew up on a tiny island called Coco Island, and he made it to West Side Island, and that's how Sonic found him, and he was treated badly for having 2 tails. But unfortunately the games never really go into this, and I think that's too bad because he could have been a lot more sympathetic as a character if they at least tried to go into his backstory with being bullied. But instead they always try to gloss over it and sweeten it up, just saying that, oh, Tails started following Sonic like a creepy stalker and eventually he let him come along in his adventures. And he fixed his plane and stuff. But they always gloss over the whole being bullied thing. I hate these special stages because it requires rote memorization of where the rings are going to appear, because by the time they started appearing, it's already too late for you to react and go to them. So you have to memorize where they're going to appear by playing the stage multiple times. don't entirely like how there's only 3 levels you can play for the multiplayer instead of all of them. But at the same time, the levels that I don't like would require massive level design changes to be multiplayer friendly, so that even the casual player could play them and enjoy them. And I hate it when this happens. I hate it when the rings bend around above you and you can't jump to get them, and you have to go through the walls in exactly the right way. And I hate the shape of the special stage because it's too narrow. That's my biggest problem with it, is that it's too narrow and doesn't allow for seeing what's going to show up on the horizon very quickly. And you've got to start moving towards the wall in exactly the right time, or you won't be able to follow along with the rings. I'm not sure why you're expected to play 2 special stages in multiplayer and not just 1. 1 seems like more than enough. Also, it's random which special stage they pick, so you can get the final special stage and have to compete with them in that. And now I'm going to be showing you Tails Alone. Yeah, I had my first controller unplugged so I could play as Tails in multiplayer, so I had to plug it back in to the regular slot to show it off. Yeah, he can't fly even in single player. Lame. What's the point of having Tails Alone then? Yeah, teleport only. Sure, if you want to torture yourself. Yeah, this is Hidden Palace Zone's theme. Hidden Palace Zone is one of the scrapped levels for this game. They put Hidden Palace Zone, the Android remake of this game, and you access it by falling into the pit in Mystic Cave. And it was pretty great. But unfortunately, they played the 2-player Mystic Cave Zone theme in it instead of this theme, which I think is really beautiful. Like, a lot of people love this theme. It's desperately in need of a modern remix, like with the choir in the background and with violins. It sucks that they didn't use it at any point in an actual game. But yeah, I don't think the whole too many characters thing is a legitimate complaint, because it would be boring if it was just Sonic, or even just Sonic, Tails, and Eggman, which is how the series is now. Because now they gave into the classic fanboys' complaints and had it just be Sonic, Tails, and Eggman for the most part. And that's really boring, because there's only a few interactions that you can see. And that's not even getting into Pontac and Graff's horrible writing. I'll be ranting about that later. Now we've got the opposite problem, where there's not enough focus on the other characters. And in Generations, the other characters were just one-dimensional punchlines, rather than fully fleshed out sympathetic characters, like they were in Sonic Adventure 2, for example. And even Sonic Heroes. Even Sonic Heroes wrote them better, for the most part. At least at Chaotix, anyways. And I feel like the main reason people complain about having too many characters is because usually when you play a different character, you play a different gameplay style, and people prefer Sonic's gameplay style. If everyone played like Sonic, people wouldn't be complaining so much about the other characters. But anyways, I've gone on long enough. That's the extra video of Sonic 2. I don't know why they didn't include Chemical Plant Zone. Why didn't they include that? That was the best level in the game, and they didn't include it for multiplayer. Instead, they put Mystic Cave? Really? Because everybody loves Mystic Cave Zone, don't they? The pit was so fun. It really makes them feel out of touch. But anyways, I've gone on long enough. The next game that I'm going to be doing for Sonic series is Sonic CD, and I think you'll be surprised by how I do it. See you then. And with that, I'm leaving you with the theme of Death Egg Zone from Sonic 2.